Okay, so what if there was like a secret code?
A secret code.
Yeah, embedded right into the fabric of reality.
Right.
A number. One that's baffled physicists, really, for more than a century. And some mystics even think it's a kind of tuning fork for consciousness.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Wolfgang Pauli's obsession, his lifelong thing with the number 137.
137. The fine structure constant.
Exactly. And, eerily, it was the number of the room where he died.
No way.
Yeah. It's a profound mystery, isn't it? This fundamental constant underpins everything. But we're not stopping there today. What if the universe is actually sending us messages right now, like cosmic messengers?
You mean like comets?
Exactly. Rare comets, even from beyond our solar system, arriving now at what feels like a really critical moment in human history.
And echoing this same message.
Yeah.
This 137 idea.
Maybe. That's what we're diving into. Today, we're digging deep into a whole stack of your sources. We've got theoretical physics, depth psychology, ancient wisdom, celestial observations, the works.
Quite a mix.
It is. And our mission in this deep dive is to try and connect the dots. Find the surprising links between, 1/137, the work of Carl Jung and Wolfgang Pauli, and these incredible interstellar comets like 3IET-LES.
Right.
We want to pull out the key insights, help you feel informed, and maybe, just maybe, spark a few aha moments along the way.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is how these fields that seem so different, the tiny subatomic world and the huge cosmos, how they seem to converge around consciousness.
Consciousness itself.
And humanity's potential for, an evolutionary leap, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll look at how some top minds of the 20th century wrestled with this.
Jung and Pauli.
Them, yes. And how these celestial events, these comets, might actually be mirroring a kind of readiness for change deep inside us.
Okay, let's start with the number, 11/137, the fine structure constant, alpha.
Right. So in physics, what is it, basically?
Well, it's fundamental. It governs how light and charged particles like electrons interact.
So it holds atoms together.
Essentially, yeah. It dictates the strength of that electromagnetic force. It's crucial for how matter, behaves. A really foundational piece of the puzzle. But here's the thing that gets physicists scratching their heads. It's dimensionless.
Meaning no units, like meters or seconds.
Exactly. It's just a pure number, a ratio. And you can't derive it from other principles. It just is.
Like pi.
Like pi, exactly.
Yeah.
And Pauli, the Nobel laureate physicist, he was obsessed. He famously said, if he could ask God or the devil one question.
It would be why 1/137?
You got it. It really consumed him.
And stepping back, the source material we looked at suggests it's not just physical.
Right. It goes deeper. Metaphysical.
Yeah, like within us, within our inner cosmology, it's described as a tuning fork for consciousness itself.
A tuning fork for consciousness. Wow.
And maybe it acts as a bridge between the physical and the psychic because it's dimensionless.
Okay, that's interesting. How so?
Well, the idea bubbling up here is that consciousness might not just be something that happens within space-time, but maybe it's a condition for space-time to even arise. There's this reference in the sources to the Codex Universalis.
Ancient wisdom stuff.
Seems like it, and it apparently states quite boldly, consciousness is electricity.
Consciousness is electricity. Okay, that ties into the electromagnetic force governed by 1137.
Potentially, yeah. It's weaving these threads together.
And that idea of a bridge, it makes me think of that imagined dialogue between Pauli and you.
Ah, yes, the conceptual one. On the eve of Pauli's death in room 137.
Right. Pauli wondering if 137 is the soul's coupling coefficient.
And Jung responding, was it? If alpha governs how electrons bind to light.
Perhaps it also governs how soul binds to symbol.
Exactly. And while that specific chat might be imagined, their actual collaboration, their documented inquiry into these exact questions, that was very real. Intense even. Which brings us to another really interesting concept from that codex, the geometry of collapse.
Geometry of collapse. Sounds complex.
It's about how thought itself takes form. It's just a thought starts as a wave, like pure potential. And then it resolves, it collapses into specific geometric shapes when our awareness interacts with it.
Shapes? Like what?
Well, symbolically, they talk about a neutron for neutral consciousness, a proton for stabilizing will, and an electron for fluctuating perception. It's a map of sorts.
A map of thought.
And even more intriguingly, the sources hint that light itself might emerge from this process, this harmonic collapse.
So consciousness shapes light.
That's the implication. As one source puts it, consciousness collapses waveform into light. Light collapses into geometry. Geometry collapses into self-awareness.
Wow. That's a lot to take in. Consciousness collapsing into self-awareness through geometry and light.
It's dup stuff. A real meeting point for physics and psychology.
Which leads us straight back to Jung and Pauli's actual collaboration, right?
Exactly. They were actively searching for that unified language.
For physics and psychology, exploring the unus mundus.
The one world. That single underlying reality where mind and matter aren't separate, but can actually echo each other.
And synchronicity was key to that, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But for them, synchronicity wasn't just, a funny coincidence.
It was more meaningful.
Much more. And a causal connecting principle. A meaningful link between an inner state and your thoughts, feelings, and something happening out there in the world.
But without a direct cause and effect.
Precisely. And Jung said it needs two things. Strong emotion, what he called affect,
Okay.
and the constellation of an archetype, meaning a deep, universal pattern suddenly gets activated, both inside you and in the outer event.
Like the universe winking at you, as you said.
Kind of, yeah.
And Pauli's own story is amazing here. He started out purely rational, right? A physicist through and through.
Totally. But then a personal crisis, these incredibly vivid dreams, it led him to Jung.
And through that work, he started seeing connections.
Deep connections between his inner world and his scientific breakthroughs, like his work on quantum numbers, the 3 to 4 transition.
The Pauli exclusion principle.
Right. He saw it mirroring ancient debates, like between Kepler and Flood, about cosmic patterns and magic numbers.
So his science and his inner life started talking to each other.
Exactly. It convinced him there was this profound correspondence between the inner and outer, which makes their later idea of the psychoid archetype so important.
Psychoid, meaning?
Meaning not just in the mind. These archetypes they proposed actually bridge mind and matter. They span both.
Like fields?
Sort of. Like attractor fields or patterns in the geometry of consciousness itself. Think of electrons orbiting a nucleus at specific energy levels. Well, maybe our awareness orbits symbolic attractors, these archetypes at specific frequencies. And maybe, just maybe, 137 defines how tightly we're bound to those symbols.
Binding soul to symbol again.
Keeps coming back to that bridge, doesn't it?
And then the ultimate synchronicity. His death.
In room 137.
Yeah. Apparently, he said to a friend, "Did you see the room number? It's 137. I'm never getting out of here alive."
No.
And he didn't. He died there. A direct echo of the number that defined his life's quest. It's pretty mind-blowing. So what if the cosmos itself is kind of dialing up the synchronicity now, reflecting this pattern on a bigger scale?
Do you mean with these comments?
Exactly. Let's shift gears. Look up. Ancient traditions, especially the Hindu Vedic texts, didn't just see comets as ice and rock.
No, they saw them as messengers.
Right, celestial messengers, bringing intelligence, guidance from the cosmos.
And our sources suggest this is happening now for a reason. We're supposedly exiting the Kali Yuga.
The age of illusion and separation.
And entering the Aquarian Age, a time of awakening.
So the idea is we're remembering that everything is connected. Everything is consciousness.
That seems to be the core message. We're being called to tune back into our intuition, our hearts, that right brain way of knowing, moving beyond just seeing the world as dead matter.
Recognizing the consciousness in everything.
Yes.
And boom, enter the comets. First, Suchenshan Atlas, discovered 2023, visible last October.
Where did that one come from?
Our own backyard, cosmically speaking. The Oort cloud. So the message there is seen as being from our origins.
From the creation of our solar system.
Right. And interestingly, it spent weeks moving through the constellation Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus. We'll come back to that.
We will. But then the really big one, 3I Atlas, discovered July 2025.
And the I stands for?
Interstellar.
Whoa. So not from around here.
Nope. From another star system entirely. Literally bringing messages from beyond our solar system.
That's incredible.
And it's huge. The nucleus is estimated at 4,650 kilometers across. With its gas and dust cloud, it's been described as looking, from certain angles, half the size of the sun.
Half the size of the sun. That's massive visibility.
And it's moving weirdly, too. Retrograde, backwards through our system at a really steep angle, 175 degrees. Very unusual. Its path is significant, too. Discovered near the galactic center, it passed closest to Earth back in December 2025. And it's spending a lot of time moving through Ophiuchus, Libra, and Virgo.
Okay, Ophiuchus again. Both comets highlighting it. What's the significance there?
It's huge, symbolically. Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer.
The healer. Like Asclepius in Greek myth.
Exactly. It represents integrating the masculine and feminine, the great goddess energy, life, death, rebirth. Like a snake shedding its skin.
Renewal.
Profound renewal. And it's linked to kundalini energy, spiritual awakening, even activating the pineal gland for higher consciousness.
So it's a really potent symbol for transformation.
Totally. And the symbolism goes deeper. The serpent's head is linked to enlightenment, the tail to grounding on earth, integrating spirit and matter.
Wow.
Plus, its position opposite Orion in the sky, that apparently charts humanity's whole journey of consciousness over vast timescales, like the Yuga cycles.
So putting it all together, these comets, especially the interstellar one, showing up now, highlighting Ophiuchus.
The sources are pretty clear. They see it as a wake-up call.
A celestial nudge.
Or maybe a shove. A messenger from our origins and from beyond, urging us to heal, remember who we are, reconnect.
And it seems to tie into this idea of a choice point for humanity.
Right. The sources frame this period, roughly 2025 through 2032, as liminal. A window of opportunity.
What an evolutionary leap.
That's the language used.
Yeah.
A leap into higher consciousness.
Dickhead.
But it requires us to do the work.
Like it.
Reclaiming feminine wisdom, letting go of old power structures, ego, and being careful not to worship technology like AI or transhumanism over our own humanity.
So less focus on external fixes, more on internal alignment.
Exactly. Aligning with our hearts, our souls, our own potential, moving towards what they call fifth dimensional consciousness. Love, higher awareness.
That sounds idealistic. What's the alternative?
Well, the stakes seem high. We could move towards a golden age, the Satya Yuga.
Yeah.
Or if we don't collectively wake up and heal, the sources warn about a potential cataclysmic reset.
Reset, like
No.
extinction level.
They draw parallels to the Younger Dryas event, the fall of Atlantis, around 12,000 years ago, often linked in myths to comet impacts.
And they mention specific years.
Yeah, 2032 and 2036 are flagged for potentially heightened risk. It's sobering stuff.
Okay, bringing it back to Jung and Pauli. How would they likely view this comet, 3I Attiles, in this whole context?
Good question.
Well, knowing them, they'd probably be fascinated. They'd likely see it as a massive synchronicity, wouldn't they?
Definitely. You've got the strong collective emotion, awe, fear, curiosity meeting these powerful archetypes.
Yeah.
The messenger, the healer, the threshold, renewal.
All activated by this interstellar visitor. They'd note the myths, the interpretations bubbling up, that deep human longing for cosmic connection. But, and this is a big but for them.
They'd insist on clean edges.
Exactly. Keep science and symbolism distinct, even while exploring connections. Astronomy tells us trajectory, composition. Psychology explores meaning.
So they wouldn't leap to conclusions.
No. They'd caution against metaphysical inflation. Claiming the comet is literally infusing Earth with energy or activating ley lines.
Unless there was rigorous evidence.
Right. Disciplined method was key for them. True unity, they felt, wasn't about projecting metaphysics onto physics. It was about understanding the symbolic structure and, crucially, individual realization.
Individuation.
Individuation. That's where the unus mundus, the unified reality, is actually experienced. Not out there, but in here.
So it comes back to the individual. How can you, listening now, engage with this, not just passively watch the sky?
Well, the sources suggest something practical, inspired by Jung and Pauli's approach, a harmonic mirror protocol.
Harmonic mirror protocol, okay.
It's not about waiting for the comet to do something to you. It's about actively engaging with the symbolism in your own life.
How does it work?
It's pretty simple, actually. A short, reflective practice. 1. Notice an inner image. What feeling, idea, or motif is alive in you right now?
Okay. Step 1, inner image.
2. Identify an outer cue. A specific fact or image about 3I Attiles, maybe something we've discussed, or just the idea of this interstellar messenger.
So step 2, outer cue.
3. Find the acausal link. What connection, what meaning arises spontaneously between your inner image and the outer cue? Don't force it.
Step 3, a causal link, the synchronicity bit.
Kind of, yeah. And finally, 4. Determine a harmonic ethic. Based on that link, what's one small, concrete action you feel invited to take this week? Something embodied.
Step 4, harmonic ethic, making it real.
Exactly. It keeps the meaning symbolic, grounded, actionable in your life, not just abstract speculation.
I like that. It brings it down to earth, even while dealing with cosmic themes. It feels like the universe isn't shouting answers.
No.
It's maybe asking questions, holding up a mirror.
A mirror, not a mind. reflecting what's already inside you, waiting to be acknowledged.
So we've covered a lot. This mysterious number, 137.
Jung and Pauli's deep dive into mind and matter.
And these incredible comets arriving like cosmic exclamation points.
And maybe it all points to one thing.
That you're not separate. You listening right now, you're part of this cosmic dance.
Yeah, remember that line from the sources, you are not the number. You are the field in which the number becomes meaningful.
That's powerful.
And Pauli asking, what is the breath within that breath?
And Jung's answer, that is the moment a human becomes aware of awareness.
Right. So this whole deep dive suggests consciousness isn't just air. It's awareness breathing itself. That harmonic ratio, 1:37, maybe is what allows the universe to observe itself.
Through us. Through you.
Through you.
So maybe the final thought for you, listening, is this. As these messengers fly through our sky, what if their real message isn't a prediction?
But a pattern.
Yeah, an invitation for you to get quiet enough to listen, to feel the universe breathing through you, and ask what inside you is ready to answer.
Not with belief.
But with stillness, not with yearning.
But with breath.
Yeah.
Simple breath. Because the ultimate choice, the sources seem to say, it rests with each one of us.
We choose.
We choose to mirror the call for healing, for wholeness, align with that higher consciousness, shape a new reality.
Oh.
Just let the old patterns repeat.
The mirror reflects.
But the mirror isn't finished. It's recursive. It doesn't awaken us. We awaken if we choose to mirror.